What is up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome you to week 7 of SDS season 10. This week we have all 8 of our games played. Um, Still, knock on wood, because I don't want this to happen for the last 2 weeks, but we have no forfeit losses. And for some reason, we keep getting like our last game done on like Saturday at 8:30, so I have to wait for to record this all the time, but it's fine. Um, so yeah, we do have about 2 weeks left, and I think the standings are looking pretty close. The playoff contention is pretty fierce right now. So if you're not feeling like confident that you'll make it or not, then don't worry, because I think you still have a good chance. Um, Even the kill board is kind of changing every day. Like there's a consistent like top 3 mons on the kill board, but like the bottom like the bottom like 7 of the top 10 are like interchangeable every week. And we've had a couple mons jump way up the standings, especially like this week and like last week. So yeah, lots of crazy stuff is happening. So let's see how these games go. Our first game here is going to be Fletch versus Samkey. Fletch is going to be bringing the Mandibuzz, Arceus Bug, Megalodios, Magearna, Ursulina, Terra Ursulina, and Samurai Round Tui. On Samkey's side, we have Mega Lucario, Fuecoco, which is interesting. I guess Fuecoco can wall like Magearna, perhaps, if it's not like store power. We also have Terra Staraptor. Is it Terra Star? I think it's Terra Staraptor. We also have Iron Crown, which I don't think is a Terra, but it probably should have been. And then we have Palkia and Mikey Thomas. Starting things off, we're going to see the Ursaluna lead into Staraptor. We're going to see the Terra Water into the final Gambit. That's all Sam knows is the final Gambit. We're going to see Palkia come in and Spatial Run the Ursaluna now. And we're going to see Mandibuzz also take a Spatial Run, but kind of eat that shit like it was nothing. Magearna is going to be able to come in now as we see Hogatar come in. That is, I believe, Fuecoco's Japanese name. And it's really funny, though, because he's kind of forced to slack off, but Floor Cannon would have, like, because of Unaware, Floor Cannon would have still been able to, like, two-shot, which is funny. Or not two-shot, but it would have two-shot without the slack off, so he had to slack. We're going to U-turn into Samurai Round 2 now, and we're going to see the Agility on the Crown into the Ceaseless Edge. It's going to live on 1 HP. We're going to activate our Policy, and it's going to get Aqua Jet. Lol. Happens every time. Iron Crown, like, cannot activate a Policy. It either gets crit or it just dies. This is exactly what happens. We're going to see a Scale Shot from Palkia for some reason. But because of the minus defense drop, we're going to see Ceaseless Edge just KO it. So basically, Sam is just throwing away like, he just went Fuecoco on Samurai Round 2 instead of, like, Lucario would have been the play, like, 5 turns ago. But no, we're just going to sack our entire team to Samurai Round 2 for some reason. We're going to see Aqua Cutter. Yeah, KOs. Why are we not going into Lucario? I don't know. But yeah, we're going to see the Mega Evolution. We're going to see the Aqua Jet. I guess we just wanted to get as much chip as we could. We're also going to see the Upper Hand KO. So it's really cool to see Upper Hand there. We're going to Mega Evolve the Latias. We're also going to see Endure with the Aura Sphere. Unfortunately, because Lucario wasn't able to get up a Sword Stance, Reversal is not going to do that much, and it's going to get KO'd by the Aura Sphere, so that's very cool. Unfortunately, I didn't see like any heat of the week on this side because Sam is a piece of shit and did not allow for like anything cool to be seen. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be like something cool with the Arceus maybe, or I think it might have been like Assault Vest Mandibuzz. I could be wrong, or I could be remembering like last week being like Mandibuzz AV. I don't remember. So yeah. Next up, we got Abasha versus Jaden. We're going to see the Great Tusk, Alomomola, Azelf, Thunderous Therian, Fluttermane, and Rayquaza with the Terracaps being Tusk and Thundurus. On Abash's side, we're going to see Arceus fighting Kyogre, Primal Kyogre, Cleaver, Liepard, Terramew, and Landorus. On this side, we have Terra Water Tusk and Terra Flying Thundurus. And we have Terra Steel on the Mew. So we're going to see lead Azelf into Cleaver. So you just get up a Rocks. U-turn is going to bring Azelf down to Sash. Liepard's not... Oh, Copycat U-turn. Okay. Yeah, Prankster Copycat is always a cool bring. We're going to see the Terra Flying Terra Blast into Arceus. It's just going to KO the Arceus, but I guess that makes sense because Flying was already stabbed too. So I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to see Aloe come in on the Cleaver Stone Axe. It's not going to do too much, but we're going to see the Helmet Chip, and we're going to see Rocks go up, which kind of stinks. Kyogre's going to come in now, probably on a flip turn. Rain boosted flip turn, let's go. As Rayquaza comes in, interesting. Oh, but we Airlock. Nice. I actually wasn't sure if Airlock also stopped Primordial Sea and Primordial Drought or Primordial Sun or whatever the fuck Groudon's ability is. Oh, it's Desolate Land. But I guess Airlock does. Does Cloud9 also do that? Because for some reason I thought you need to do like Mega Rayquaza to like stop those. Or wait. Yeah, we see Kyogre coming on the flip turn. And then Rayquaza comes in. Okay, yeah, no, the Airlock. Okay. For some reason I don't know like why. Oh, it's because because weather doesn't actually stop when Airlock or like Cloud9 happens. It just like stops in the meantime, but if you switch out, then it goes right back up. Unless the turns are like done. If that makes sense. We're gonna see knock off into the helmet. That did kind of a lot, not gonna lie. Oh, you know what? I think it's choice band Liepard. We're gonna see the flip turn back into Rayquaza. We are kind of getting Ray like chipped down a lot. Dragon Ascent is gonna be able to knock out the Kyogre though, which is nice. And oh wow, I didn't realize that Basha's team is like starting to get really weak. We do also have the E-Speed come out because I believe E-Speed beats Prankster Copycat. So it would have been like Choice Band Dragon Ascent, I think was what he was going for. That could have been interesting. Roaring Moon's, or wow. Tusk is going to come in and we're going to spin the rocks away. We already teared the Thundy, so you can't really do much about that. We're going to just see another spin for some reason. I'm not really sure why we did that. Tear Steel into the Shadow Ball. We're going to see the special defense drop, and we're going to see a Dragon Dance. And Florges actually is just going to be Scarf. So now Lando's going to come in. I don't believe Lando has like any way to beat what's left. Ooh, Polish. Oh, and we missed Rock Slide. I don't think Rock Slide would have killed, but I think the play was to go for the flinch, right? Rock Slide. Wow, there's like so many ways. Or there's so many messages after this. Yeah, so it looks like the play was to go for Rock Slide, flinch into Earth Power, and then Earth Power knocks out everything, and then maybe Thundurus dies to a Rock Slide. I'm not entirely sure if Thundurus would have died to a Rock Slide, but yeah, I don't know. But good job. I think this Liepard was a really cool bring, because I think it was Choice Band plus Copycat, and I think it's funny, because I think I've done that before with, like, Samurai Hisui before it got, like, pivoting. So, that's interesting to see. Next up, we're going to see Log versus Heister. We're going to see the Zamazenta, Enamorus. We're going to see Stellar Terrapagos, Excadrill, Araquanid, and Kyurem White. And on Heister's side, we have Ninetales, Alola, Terrace, a Titan, which is a new addition to the team that hasn't been brought yet, I believe. Zapdos. Heatran, I'm not sure if it's Terra Heatran still. It might not be. Marshadow, and then Rampardos, which I believe is just Rampardos. So we're going to see the Kyurem White lead into Rampardos. We're going to see Terra Ice on the Titan. Okay. Then we're going to bring an Excadrill on the Rampardos as we see a Polish. Uh-oh. Yeah, an Earthquake is just going to knock out the Drill. Zamazenta is going to come in. Not really sure why we didn't go Zama in like the first place, to be honest. Like sacking Drill seemed a little bit weird. Maybe we were just expecting the Rock move and then Drill being faster. So I guess maybe he was expecting like Scarf Rampardos here. But I don't know if Scarf Rampardos outspeeds this. No, it wouldn't have. We're going to see the CC. We're not going to get Static Para. We're going to get a Crit Stone Edge into the Discharge. We're going to see a Para. Yep. Para and then probably a Roost. Yeah. As Kyurem comes in. But Kyurem does get like a pretty free turn here. To miss Draco Meteor. Fun. And we're going to see the Earth Power into the Shuka Berry. That did a lot. This Flash Can doesn't do too much back. Oh, but we see the Draco into the Zapdos. I guess he was predicting whatever. And we do see the Eject Pack. I do like seeing Eject Pack on stuff like Kyurem and like Dracomons. See Ninetales is going to come in on the Terrapagos. And we're just going to break Terra Shell with the Moonblast. I'm not really sure what we do here though. We get up a Calm Mind. As we see Veil go up and then probably another Calm Mind. Do we see a Baton Pass? No, we see Blizzard. Is he just going for the freeze? I'm also not really sure why we're not terrassalizing. Ooh, we got the freeze. Yeah, I mean, I feel like you could have maybe just went for like the KO at some point after like the first Calm Mind. But having the Veil up is definitely annoying. I'm not really sure. Freeze is like inevitable though. And yeah, this ends up being Baton Pass, which is weird because I would have figured like he would have brought this in earlier. Terra Ice, Ice Shard. We're gonna see a Araquanid come in on the Belly Drum. Uh-oh. Oh. Did we... It looks like maybe we mis-EV'd our Titan here. Because I'm assuming it's supposed to be like... I don't know. Ooh. And because Zama's paralyzed from the Zapdos. Oh, that sucks. We're gonna Terra Stellar. It's not gonna really save you. Shard just KOs. That's... Wow. Shard will KO, and then Shard will KO the other one as well. Wow. Nice to Titan. I've wanted to use Terrace to Titan for a while, but I haven't really seen like much use for it. I'm kind of surprised we brought it the way we did in this matchup. I would have predicted like maybe like Sheer Force, Life Orb, Terra, because it could do that, but that's not what we opted to do, so that's very interesting. Good job on Heister for winning. Next up we have Ornn versus Danley. On Ornn's side we have the Xerneas, Mega Metagross, Terra Kyurem, Meowscarada, Nidoqueen, and Moltres. Is the Moltres Terra too? I'm not really sure if the Moltres is Terra. I can't remember. I know Kyurem is. Actually, I think it's Terra Furret. And on the Danley side we have Mega Mewtwo Y, Pechacunt, Dialga, Terra Shifu, Primarina, and Talonflame. So we're going to see Terra Ice on the Kyurem, and we're going to see Terra Fire on the Urshifu. I think Terra Fire is a really good bring into Ornn's team. We're going to see the Power Gem into Frieza. Does absolutely nothing. Mega Mewtwo Y is like especially bulky, but now you don't have the protein, and you probably don't KO with like knockoff or whatever dark move you would be running. We're gonna see a plot with the Mewtwo now. We also notice oh wait, go back to the first turn actually, because I wasn't paying attention, but Meow moved first, right? Yeah, Meow is Scarf, or to bulky. It could also be like a bulky Mewtwo, but I feel like you would want to outspeed Meow, right? Like, that just feels weird. Plot, Bullet Punch, that did a lot. Flamethrower is just going to knock out Metagross. Meowscarada is going to come back in. And we're going to see Dialga come in probably on the knockoff. No, on a U-turn. U-turn makes sense too, actually. Now we see Kyurem comes in. Why? I'm not really sure why we go Kyurem here. Terra Ice does a lot, but like, yeah, see, like, it just doesn't do a lot of damage. Freeze Dry, are you going for like Freeze? No. Could have maybe done more. Ice, like double Ice Beam would have KO'd, I think. We're gonna see Pecharunt come in on the Xerneas Moonblast. That did a lot of damage, but it is also Fairy Aura boosted. You see Malignant Chain into Nidoqueen, but yeah, Nidoqueen always just kind of walls Pecharunt. I'm gonna assume we see like a sub here. No, we see Stealth Rock. As we see SD on the Rock Slide. Okay. I'm gonna see Brave Bird does actually knock out the Moltres, but Talonflame is also gonna bring itself down. That is, I think, the most I've ever seen Talonflame do in like ever. We're gonna see a low kick into Shifu, and we see a KO. I'm not really sure maybe why we didn't go for Terra here, because like I feel like when you're prepping against a Meowscarada that you would expect it to have a low kick, but maybe it's 50-50. Maybe Power Gem killed it if he Terra'd, so he didn't want to go for it. Now we have Mewtwo come in. It is going to be Recover on that. Psystrike will knock out the Nidoqueen. Meowscarada is now going to come in on the Dialga sack. Probably OEC U-turn into Xerneas. Okay, so Orange playing the end game like very well with what he has. Calm Mind Xerneas into the Flash Can. Uh-oh. Draining Kiss. What is your item on this? Psystrike doesn't knock out Xerneas. Wow. Mewtwo's gonna go down. Prim's gonna come in. Does Prim like eat? Oh, but the Draining Kiss. Oh. Moonblast just barely doesn't take it. Oh, that sucks. Because now Pecharunt will just kind of lose to Psych. Man. Primarina sometimes just doesn't do enough damage. But I'm pretty sure if he KO'd there, I think maybe he could have won with Pecharunt. I'm not sure. Because I feel like it could eat a knockoff. We didn't know its item, so I'm assuming it might have been like Colbur. Because I feel like that's how you usually beat Meowscarada with Pecharunt, is through like Colbur Berry. But we didn't see if it had like Knock. Probably had Knock. Or maybe potentially Flower Trick, because it would have been a way to hit Prim. I don't know, this is a weird Meow set, I will say, but, yeah. SD Talonflame is definitely a cool bring. You don't really see that much. Next up we have me versus Steven. On my side we have Yveltal, Zygarde, Tapu Koko, Arctozolt, Slowking, and Terra Halucha, also Terra Zygarde. No Diancie, but he brought his own Diancie, so there's a Diancie in this game, thankfully. And we have Gliscor, Terra Volcanion, Terra Mewtwo. Yeah, it's just regular Mewtwo, Mega Diancie, Terra Zarude, and Corviknight. I believe on both of his mons he brought Terra Fairy. And then on my side I have Terra Steel Zygarde and Terra Stellar Halucha. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. We're going to see the Slowking come in on the lead Gliscor. He is going to U-turn, which I expected him to do, so I just Ice Beam, which does kind of nothing to Zarude, honestly. Like, that, by the way, is not even bulky Zarude. I mean, like, it's not running bulk investment. It's just that fat. We're going to see Corv come in on the Halucha as I click Acro and activate the Unburden, I suppose. I'm not doing much damage, but I do expect him to just U-turn. As now he goes into Gliscor, and I feel like he's just going to U-turn again, so I'm just going to Acro and get some chip on it. He misses Toxic, unfortunately. And I go into Yveltal for some reason on the Toxic. And I kind of wish I ran my original set on Yveltal, because, well, I guess we'll see. I'm now gonna Steel Wing, which does 6% to Corv. Toxic is gonna kind of bring me down a little bit, and Dark Pulse is gonna do quite a bit. He's just gonna U-turn into Diancie now, as Poison's gonna bring me down. He's just gonna Mega Evolve. I don't really have a switch in. I guess Slowking maybe could have swapped in, but I didn't really have like anything I wanted to bring into this. So I'm gonna Chilly Reception now into Zygarde. Him getting up rocks was really awkward because I really wanted to bring in the Zolt. I'm gonna Terra Steel on his Earth Power now as he activates my weakness policy, and I'm gonna Dragon Dance. So now I'm at +3 attack, +1 speed. Arrows, he has to let Diancie die. I guess he didn't have to let Diancie die specifically. I think he should have maybe sacked Corv at that point, but or even like Volcanion, but yeah, now Gliscor's gonna come in. Unfortunately, Arrows isn't gonna be able to knock it out, and Earthquake is gonna be able to knock me out. The original plan was to hope that Gliscor would activate my policy as I'm like chipping it, but that's just not how it worked because I didn't have prep for Mega Diancie. So yeah, my Ubers kind of didn't do much, and I'm kind of stuck with like my lower tiers now, but as he also still has a full health Mewtwo I know nothing about, and Terrazaru that's like kind of healthy, so I'm in a really bad spot. I am going to U-turn on the Gliscor coming in. I maybe could have Gleamed, but honestly I was like, whatever. But now I have the Terrain up, and I'm going to Chilly Reception right into my Arctozolt. And now I have Terrain boosted Bolt Beak with Snow up. Now he just brings in Gliscor though, and I'm like, ah, darn. I really thought he would have brought in Gliscor anyways, as I crashed. And now Terrain has 3 turns. I only have 2 turns left of Snow as well. He's gonna bring in Corv on the crash, and I think I click sub here. Yeah, I click sub. As he gets up Reflect, I'm like, oh shoot, that really sucks for me. I'm gonna Hail though, as Hail doesn't actually boost Ice type defense, much like Snow does, but Hail, I still get the Slush Rush out of it, and I get some chip on stuff that comes in. I'm gonna Bolt Beak though into Rafiki as he bulks up, but I'm gonna keep him chipped though, because the Hail's gonna keep him a little bit down. He is gonna Jungle Healing, which kind of brings him back up. So at this point, yeah, I'm just gonna kind of spam Bolt Beak. Bolt Beak PP is really high for some reason. Like, I don't know why Bolt Beak and Fish's Run really needed like 16. I am gonna knock him out though, as pretty much just as Hail and Reflect go out. He's gonna Flamethrower with the Mewtwo as I Hail up again, and I'm gonna Bolt Beak. I maybe could have preserved Arctozolt and brought in like Slowking, but I don't know. I felt like I had to preserve Slowking a little bit. Now I'm gonna bring in Coco as he doesn't want to go for Speed Tie. I am going to Gleam, and it's gonna chip me and Gliscor with the Hail for a bit. And he's gonna Protect Stall. I guess he just wants to get some chip on Coco so that Mewtwo can like maybe revenge kill. I'm gonna just Dazzling Gleam kill the Gliscor. I also think he should have sacked Volcanion before going Gliscor, because I kind of struggle here, but Slowking plus Tapu Koko make a pretty good core at the end here, I feel. Thunderbolt is going to knock out the Corviknight, and he can't tear the Volcanion, so Volcanion's just going to go down. If he was AV, I'm pretty sure I lived like an Earth Power, so I was like, whatever. And then I win the Speed Tie, and it's going to be a GG to Steven. Coco is definitely one of those bonds that kind of climbed up the rankings a bit. I want to say that I feel like I had a cool strategy with getting up Terrain plus Snow into Arctozolt. It didn't really work the way I wanted it to, but this Arctozolt still did like quite a bit. Like, I clicked Sub, I clicked Hail twice, I clicked Bolt Peak 6 times, I clicked Crash like twice. Like, I don't know. It could be Heat of the Week potential to get up Hail. I think I clicked Hail the last time I brought Zolt too. I haven't really used Zolt that much this season, unfortunately, but for the namesake, I clicked Chilly Reception for namesake. I don't know, I guess we'll see if there's like any more Heat of the Week, because I haven't really seen like too much. Probably won't see much here. Wisdom's gonna breed, wow. Yeah, Wisdom is going to be bringing Iron Jugulus, Terra, Zacian, Zama Crowned, Klefki, Garchomp, Terra, and Big Eye versus Sacred Ash, Arceus Electric, Giratina. No Galio, I just realized. Iron Valiant, Ogrevon, Hearthflame, Driftblim, and Abomasnow. So getting things started, yeah. I respect Sacred Ash for bringing his low tiers. Like, he's been using them a lot. He's been using Overquill. I've seen Driftbone like 2 or 3 times, maybe Abomasnow like twice. So I'm glad it's getting some use. We're also gonna see the Terra Fire on the Driftblim. And no Flygon this week is interesting. I feel like he's been using Flygon. We're gonna see Terra Ground Jug and Terra Fire on the Garchomp. So leading Jug into Arceus is not gonna be ideal. He's gonna switch out. I'm not really sure why, because I feel like Terra Ground Earth Power would have done like a lot, but maybe it just doesn't do enough. We're gonna see the Zama come in on the Ice Beam as the Wish comes true. Wish Illumise is interesting because it doesn't have a lot of HP. We're also gonna see the close combat into the Driftblim as we see Behemoth Bash doesn't really do too much, and we see Keyberry into Terra Blast, which doesn't do too much. Driftblim is a little bit weak of a mon, to be fair. We're gonna see a Rest. Okay. And now we're gonna bring in Jug on the Terra Blast. And we're gonna see Hurricane does knock out Abomasnow, so Abomasnow doesn't get to do anything, but Snow's gonna be up. Zama's gonna come in on the Arceus Ice Beam. Still doesn't really do too much. We do get Sleep Talk close combat, and we are faster than Arceus, but that Judgment's gonna do a lot now. Sleep Talk again into Behemoth Bash, doesn't do too much. Arceus does recover though, which gives Wisdom another chance to rest, but Judgment's gonna bring him right back down, so I'm not really sure why we're doing that right now. I guess he doesn't really have a switch in, but I feel like we could have done more. Zacian's gonna come in though, and we see Power Herb Dig is gonna do quite a bit. I do like Power Herb Dig. I like that. We see another dig into the Driftblim. It's gonna do quite a bit as we see a Strength Sap, but it's gonna bring Driftblim like back up to full, so it doesn't really matter. I feel like maybe there you could have SD'd with Zacian, and then did another dig maybe. We see the Balloon. Ooh, Val's just gonna hardwall Chomp, isn't it? But we do see Terra Blast though, which is a good bring, and we're gonna see the Aura Sphere. Doesn't do too much. I feel like if you're using Aura Sphere Val, you're just not doing enough damage. Like, this is really sad. And for some reason, the Garchomp is faster than Val. It must have actually just been like a defensive Val, which is a cool bring. It beat a Terrifier Chomp. It is a fat Val. Brick Break into the Encore. Brick Break again, and we probably see the Wish come true. Arceus Electric is going to come in on the Wish. As we see Recover. Do we Encore into Recover? No, we U-turn into Zacian, and we get the Wish back on the Zacian. But now, yeah, you just Sword Stance, because I feel like you're not scared of the Val. I'm not really sure why we crunched there, but I guess maybe you didn't want to miss player off. We're going to SD again on the Driftblim as we see a Strength Sap. Do we see Dig? Yeah, we do see a Dig. Oh, but Haze goes through that. Interesting. Okay, so this Driftblim is always going to beat Zacian, unfortunately. We can see it in SD. So, Strength Sap plus Haze is a really good bring. I'm actually really proud of Sacred Ash. Crunch. Oh, that does nothing. So yeah, you kind of just can't beat Driftblim, really. I mean, like, Strength Sap is just going to bring him back up to full every time. You're going to see an SD into a Terra Blast. Are you trying to, like, SD and then, like, yeah, Haze. Yeah, okay. So we see a Terra Blast into Alicia Keys. We do see the crit. Crit doesn't really matter there. We do see a Thunder Wave and a Arceus Electric. Yeah, Arceus is going to be like super safe on the Klefki. We see the Judgment come in on the Illumise. We see the Wish go up. And I feel like you can't really do too much there. We're going to see a Swords Dance. Judgment? Oh, it doesn't kill. Okay. So we do get the Play Rough off. We do get the crit too. Okay, and now Ogerpon's going to come in. That's interesting. I guess we crunch. Defense drop. Trailblaze. Ooh. Okay, we're looking at endgame now. They say GG on turn 45, but then for some reason they swap on like the T-Wave, but yeah. No, the funny thing about this was that they said GG on like turn 45, and then they continued to take like 5 minutes to pick their next move for some reason. Like, why? But we're gonna see the Hurricane. I'm not really sure why we didn't try to bring in Jug earlier on like the Drifblim. I feel like Wisdom could have won if he just like played differently. But we also knew nothing about this Giratina, unfortunately. So that kind of stinks. But yeah, I have good brings on Sacred Ash's side. Air Balloon Val was cool. I think it was defensive too. We also saw Strength Stat plus Haze on Drifblim. I don't know if that's like heat, but like it was a good bring. But like I would give this like a 1.5 this week. Wish Illumise was interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Next up we have Chickadee versus Liger. We're going to see the Landers Therian, Rotom Heat, Terra Enam, which is in contention for getting the Kill Eater. We're going to see Eternatus, Grimmsnarl, and Keldeo versus Kyrex Ice. Rillaboom, Sneasler, and Skeledirge, Terra, Iron Treads, and Florges. Let's see, it's going to be Terra Ice, Sneasler, Terra Poison Dirge, and it's going to be Terra Fairy Enam and Terra Fairy Keldeo. Or Terra Fire Keldeo, my bad. We're going to see Lee Grimmsnarl into Rillaboom as we see Reflect go up, and Knock Off is not going to do too much, but we knock off the Kebia Berry. I guess Kebia must have been for Sneasler, and then you could like Foul Play after like an SD and kill it. So it's a good bring on Grimm. Turnus is going to come in on the Florges Secret Power, which doesn't really do too much. And we're going to see the Flamethrower. I think Chick is predicting the Florges to switch out. We're going to see the Secret Power. We are going to get the Sleep. And I did watch a couple turns of this game. I was like, ooh, we're going for the Sleep strats. That could be Heat of the Week, actually. Because I think Secret Power is like a physical move, too. We see Rotom Volt switch into Florges, and we see Eternatus come back in. We're going to try to burn those turns of sleep. Dirge is going to try to come back in. We do wake up with Eternatus after like 2 turns. And now Keldeo's going to come in on the Yawn. And we're going to see the Terra Poison Toxic. I'm not really sure why Chickadee would have clicked Toxic. I guess you thought Dirge would switch out, but I also considered it to just Terra there. Torch Song is going to do half to Landorus, which is stupid, by the way. And we're going to see U-Turn back into Keldeo. And we're going to see the Torch Song. We're going to rack up our Torch Songs. And we see that. This is a really cool Dirge set. Yawn plus Torch Song is really interesting. Because it gives you a better setup. Especially when like Terra Dirge only has like 1 counter a game. So that's really cool. I think Liger has some really good prep there. We're going to see Lando come in on the Dirge. Stomping Tantrum isn't going to knock out because we have the Shuka on Dirge. Yeah, now Enam's going to come in and Revenge Kill. And we see Iron Treads come in now as we see Rotom Heat. Probably on a Volt Switch, yeah. We do get the crit. Probably doesn't really matter. Florges is going to come in, though, on the Volt Switch. And I believe, yeah, we go back into Eternatus here. We see Alluring Voice, which does kind of a lot, to be honest. We see Psychic Noise as well, which does just a little bit more than Alluring. Sludge Wave into the Kebia. We have 2 Kebias in this game. Interesting. Rotom Heat's gonna come in on the treads as we see high horsepower, and I think Rotom Heat has a very free like overheat here. Now we're just gonna Wisp, which I think makes sense. Volt Switch into Calyrex. We're gonna see a double Wisp. Good play on Chickadee's behalf, honestly. And we're gonna see an overheat crit. We're gonna activate a weakness policy, and we're gonna see a Trick Room. Unfortunately, that crit just enough for the burn to kill it. So now Rillaboom's gonna come in on the Wisp. Knockoff is gonna do quite a bit because of the crit, but now Rotom I think can just Pain Split pretty freely, and we get quite a bit of HP back. The treads must not have a lot of HP investment though, but we do see the Aqua Berry activate there. We have a lot of berries, and we see Steel Roller. I love to see that. Eternatus is going to come in. Yeah, I actually kind of forgot that the Trick Room was still up. High Horsepower is going to knock out Eternatus at that range. And we're going to see Grimmsnarl get up a Reflect. And now we see Sneasler come in. We're going to see a T-Wave into Sneasler as we see a Dire Claw. We're going to get the sleep on Grimmsnarl, unfortunately. But fortunately, we're also going to see Sneasler not... yeah, he has to click CC there to get off his Power Herb. We're going to a Parting Shot into Enam. Interesting. I personally probably would have just stayed in with a Grimmsnarl there, maybe. But it's kind of hard because Rotom Heat wouldn't have lived the CC, so I don't know. Like, Chickadee kind of played the only way he could have. And I think also Chickadee kind of forgot that Rillaboom and Treads were, like, still alive. In fact, the Rillaboom was, like, barely touched. But it is burned, and the Rotom is at, like, 5%. If I was Chick on this turn, or not on this turn, after we kill the CC, I probably would have Pain Split. So yeah, we see the Treads come in. Like, you would think Treads just kills with Volt Switch, but in the case of a double, I probably would have Pain Split and then sacked Grimmsnarl and then went back into Rotom, or Overheat, then sacked Grimmsnarl back into Rotom. But that's not how Chick played. And to be fair, it is a little bit difficult to see that out, because it feels like why didn't Treads Volt Switch? I feel like Liger was trying to lose almost. And like, Grimmsnarl dies when it comes in on the rocks, so I don't really see why he doubled there, because that gave him the only opportunity he had to lose. But we saw some really fucking cool stuff here. Not really on Chick's side, but like on Liger's side, we had a weakness policy. Apparently it was Trick Room, Calm Mind. Secret Power was super cool. Steel Roller was cool. Yawn was super cool. Maybe not super cool, but like, that is amazing. I would probably give Secret Voice like Heat of the Week if it's not like Arctozolt with like Sub Hail, because that's not like, I don't know, like Zolt only needs 2 move slots, so I don't know. I'll have to ask some people what they think. In our last game this week, we're gonna see Zelda versus Odie. We're gonna have the Tapu Fini, Gouging Fire, our Balava. I kind of forgot that he picked up Arb. We're also gonna see Mega Gengar, Terra Latios, and Qianpao versus Terra Scissor, Mega Mewtwo X, Reshiram, Tinglu, Clefable, and Garbodor, which I don't think has been seen yet. We see Qianpao lead into Clef, which is not really that great. Crash doesn't do that much. We are going to flinch, at least. We're going to see Arb come in. So obviously it's like a Fizz Def Clef, and it's not like super offensive. Qianpao, we're going to see a Giga Drain, though. And then we see Scissor come in on the Strength Sap, which is cool. Gouge is going to come right in on the Knockoff. We see the Life Orb get knocked off. Interesting. I'm going to see a DD. Dragon Claw. That actually killed Reshiram. For some reason, I thought maybe Reshiram would just live. But I'm not really sure why we sacked Reshiram instead of go... Oh, that's why. Earth Power Ting... Hello? What? Earth? It's just a special Ting Lu. We're going to activate Policy with Latios. We're going to see Garbodor come in on the Liquidation. Okay, so we're seeing some really fucking cool shit this week, actually. I think because some people just aren't really locked in anymore. Bullet Punch does just knock out Lottie. That's unfortunate. Tapu Fini is going to come in, though, and we see another Bullet Punch. That does a lot. And that's technically unboosted Scissor because Stellar already ran out. Surf, we're going to Moonblast. I guess maybe Zelda didn't know how Terra Stellar worked there. Yeah, he even said in chat he does not understand how Stellar type works. Stellar Scissor is an interesting bring. He's been using that like quite a bit. Gengar's gonna come in. We're gonna see a sub into the Tinglus. We get up Rocks. Uh-oh. Why are we getting a Rocks like now? Why are we switching out? What? Maybe I just don't understand. We see Mewtwo come in on the Strength Sap. I feel like I'm just not really understanding what's happening right now. Gengar's gonna get sacked, I guess. Ice Punch doesn't knock out Gengar. Oh, but we do win the Speed tie. Shadow Ball. I guess they didn't realize that it Speed tied. I don't know. Arb's gonna come in on the Bullet Punch. That did a lot. But we're gonna see his Strength Sap. Gonna heal back up to full. And yeah, I feel like you just like Giga Drain. Oh wait, Leech. Why aren't we just... This game is so confusing. Like, it was Leech Seed twice. What? What is happening? Whirlwind into Pow? Like, why? We're gonna heal back up to full, almost with Chien Pao. Crash. Does a lot. You see Dark Pulse. Like, I don't know what's happening here. I guess Scissor is too low to switch in, but like... Scissor's gonna come in. Doesn't die to Shard. Bullet Punch will KO though. And basically Arb. Bullet Punch doesn't KO. Are we not like U-turn or like a bug move? What happened here? I just feel like I'm not understanding like any of this prep right now. Why are we Strength Sapping? Maybe you just don't KO with Giga Drain? I guess that makes sense. Maybe you don't. This whole game was just confusing as fuck, honestly. Mostly on like, I don't know. There's just some confusing stuff, but I'm looking at like the move sets and like, it doesn't really look confusing. Like DD Latios is cool. It's not even a bad set. I think Latios has like base 90 attack, but it's not super strong, especially into Ubers. Special Ting... I don't really understand the Special Ting Lu. I feel like that doesn't do anything, especially if this is like Calm Mind Fini. Like, what are you doing? I guess Whirlwind, but like, what the fuck? What? For what? Wisp Gengar? Was it Special Ting Lu for Wisp Gengar? Is that why? I mean, cool. I still think... I don't know. I'll have to maybe ask someone that isn't Sam or Fletch. Because they're going to be like, oh, Heat of the Week was Baton Pass Ninetales, I'm sure. But yeah, this was a good week. I feel like I saw a lot of interesting things. I feel like we didn't see like a lot of upsets this week. Most of the games I think kind of made sense, which kind of stinks because I would have liked to see some upsets this week. Maybe me versus Steven is an upset because Steven usually like hexes the fuck out of me, but not today. Not today, Steven. Not today. Yeah, I guess that's all I have to say. And next week will be week 8. I guess I will show the standings right now. Sacred Draft Shrine. That's the tier list. Standings. Okay, so you get to see everything here. So in first place we have Orn. Close behind is me with just one less differential. Um, and then we have Sacred Ash, which I don't think Sacred Ash started out doing very good here, or am I thinking of like last season? We had a loss week 1 versus Abashta. That's what happened. Okay. So I thought for some reason it was like he started like 0-2 and has just won everything since. But we have really close standings. Like we only have like 2 coaches that have kind of flown away from everyone else, and we're not like me and Orn aren't too far from everyone else. Sacred Ash is kind of holding the pack together. But we have a lot of 4-3 teams. We have a lot of 3-4s. The 2-5s are, I believe, just out at this point. Especially their differential is just a little bit too low, I think. So it's pretty much between like the top 12 for playoffs. Me and Orn should be, yeah, we are locked actually. We are guaranteed locked because the Danley and Heister and Zelda cannot get 6 wins for the season. I guess like 6 wins is like usually always guaranteed, but it for sure is. No one else is really completely safe though. I would say Sacred Ash is pretty safe as long as he can win like 1 more game, or just not lose like a ton of differential. Because the differential with a top 9 seeds is really high. Heister, Log, and Zelda have to work a little bit harder to make it to playoffs, but the Danley has a pretty good differential. So we'll see. There might even be a head-to-head. We do have a tie here with Bashta and Chickadee for 5th seed. In that case, I'll have to do like head-to-head. I'm thinking like if someone wins a head-to-head and they don't face each other, I'm thinking like whoever has like the top mon on the kill board will be like a seed higher. So that's how I feel like it should be done. Maybe I had a different idea, but I've obviously forgotten. Kill board is looking a little bit different. I guess some like the top 7 actually no, just the top 8 are like the exact same. Coco has made its way up. I don't know why the fuck Coco is my kill leader, but it just is. It's gotten 8 kills in the last 2 weeks. Ursaluna's already up here. I guess we didn't have a lot of changes. The Trap was already on top. Enam was already here. I think Kieran was already in 3rd. And then it was just kind of like a tie between like Arceus, Mew, Zarude. I don't think Zarude killed anyone this week. Arceus didn't come out. Did Mew get a kill? It clicks. Oh, it killed the Tusk. I don't know. I guess the kill board didn't really change that much, but yeah. Other things on the rise. Everything looks pretty normal. Samurai Hisui got a lot of kills this week. I feel like everything else is looking pretty average though. I guess for some reason I thought we had like an upset with Amon. Titan kind of made its way up. I believe Titan's on the board here. It's in 31st place. Is it? Oh, 31st, not 31st. What the fuck? It's in 31st place. Every mon above it has come to, I believe, 4 or more games. So Titan has only come to 1 game, and it is the only mon in the top, I guess, 31 without a death. If I want to scroll any lower, the next mon that hasn't died yet is Aloe. So I guess basically, Jaden, just bring Aloe, and you will always win. GG. Yeah. Interesting stuff, though. I feel like everything on the board that has died like quite a bit. Like we have 6 deaths on like the Mewtwo. I don't know. 2 deaths on Flygon, 2 deaths on Coco isn't bad. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Good job getting your games done. Oh, you probably didn't see the Chien-Pao, or not the Chien-Pao, the Titan when I scrolled down, but that's fine. It is at 31st, so that's all you have to know. And I'll see you guys next week. Thank you.